Professor, eu quero levar o tema um pouco para outra questão que o senhor trata no livro mais recente, que é a crise climática. O senhor tem feito críticas consistentes a respeito da abordagem assumida por líderes globais para tratar desse problema. Então, na verdade, duas questões. Qual seria, a seu ver, a abordagem adequada, já que o senhor concorda que o problema exista? E se é possível, como o senhor argumenta em alguns casos, dizer que se trata de um problema de longo prazo, quando a gente já vê hoje diversas consequências econômicas do aquecimento global, com impacto sobre recursos, e se esse escasseamento de recursos não pode ele mesmo produzir novas guerras e outros tipos de catástrofes?
Well, as I say in my book, I take very seriously the threat of climate change or global warming, if you prefer. The way things are going, the planet is going to continue to get warmer on average because we don't yet have a coherent strategy to reduce carbon dioxide and methane emissions around the world. The biggest part of the problem is China. India is also a part of the problem. But just to give you an idea of the scale of this Asian challenge, since Greta Thunberg was born in 2003, more than 90% of the increase in coal consumption around the world is accounted for by China, and around 2/3 of the increase in carbon dioxide emissions. So we have a problem and we lack a solution to it. What is happening in Glasgow, of course, does not really change the trajectory of emissions or of warming, as long as the leading polluters are postponing action in the way that China and India currently are. China continues to build new coal-burning power stations even as we speak, and isn't really going to get close to being carbon neutral or net zero until 2060. And India says it won't be there until 2070. And those deadlines are far too remote. It means, in other words, that the efforts of Europeans, North Americans, and Brazilians to reduce emissions will not really alter the global trajectory because the Asian timeframe is much too extended. And there is no good answer to that question because neither at Paris nor at Glasgow is there any international system that can force China to move forward its transition to renewable energy? The second problem we have is that the European vision, where we rely entirely on solar and wind, or almost entirely on solar and wind power, is not realistic. Those are too variable as sources of energy, and we lack storage technology, and therefore we have to continue to use natural gas and probably also nuclear power for the foreseeable future to avoid having terrible volatility in energy supplies and prices. And that's the second criticism I have of what is being attempted right now in Glasgow. In the end, it's not realistic to think that the world can be primarily dependent on renewables. There needs, therefore, to be very large-scale investment, not only in solar and wind, but also in natural gas and nuclear power, if we're to have sufficient energy to meet the world's economic needs. The bottom line is that climate change is an unquestionable threat to the stability of our planet. It is a relatively slow-moving threat compared with a pandemic. It will not kill people so much as it will move them, because we will see large-scale migration from those parts of the world that become uninhabitable as the temperature rises. It's a very important issue to which we do not yet have a credible solution. And while we are focusing on this issue, we must remember that there are other risks that we're not paying attention to that can move much faster than climate change.